Good evening, YouTube. You guys are now watching another segment of the TheCaliEffect. Today, we're going to be doing the the zombie control deck profile that I have been doing for the first 3 days of the last week. If you guys would like to see 3 amazing videos of me playing this deck to its extreme potential, then the link will definitely be down below. There's going to be a couple of cards in there that I have to proxy just because I really did not know I didn't have these cards. It's kind of odd, but they're simple small cards, so don't worry about it. Another big thing is that I wanted to make this deck as lowest of the rarity as possible. So let's just show you how cheap this deck could be, especially in the main board. So we're going to start off with 3 copies of Destiny Hero Malicious. Malicious is the key component for when you want to go into Bills, for when you want to go into your Stardust Dragons or Void Ogre. It's just a really good card. It has so much synergy with Plague Spreader Zombie, and I feel that is the best level 6 option inside of a zombie deck that could be available. Next, 3 copies of Zombie Masters. Now, a lot of people run 2. I decided to go to 3 just because I want to see it as fast as possible. Zombie Master opens up so many rank plays and then just gets you a zombie to the graveyard so you can go into other plays. It's just a really good card. 3 copy of Goblin Zombie, and I'm still keeping the trend of everything being common. Goblin Zombie is your recruiter, and it's going to search you practically any of your monsters in your deck. It's going to get you your Mizukis, your Goblin Zombies, just any of your key components to the deck. It's also a level 4 monster, so you can make great plays with it. 3 copies of Pyramid Turtle, basically the exact same thing as Goblin Zombie, except Pyramid Turtle special summons to the field. Pretty good for allowing us to get our plays started. Like, we don't need to use an additional summon to bring Goblin or Zombie Master out to the field, because guess what? Pyramid Turtle brought it to the field. It also brings us Goblin Zombie for when we do want those certain cards into our hand. 3 copies of Mizuki. Now, Mizuki is a critical part to this deck, and that's why I didn't see any play when Mizuki was at 1. This card, when you banish it, you get the special summon a zombie monster from your graveyard. Extremely good for going into extended plays like your X-Seeds or Synchros. Just an amazing card and the most critical component to make this deck pop. Next, I know, I'm sorry, I didn't have any commons. 2 copies of Plague Spreader Zombie. I don't think 3 is necessary. 2 is a really good fit. It helps you put your Maliciousness back to the top of your deck if you draw extras. It helps you go into a lot of other plays. It's a level 2 tuner. It is our only tuner to make our deck pop. So it is an essential component to the deck. 1 copy of Spirit Reaper. Spirit Reaper is the most versatile wall you guys will probably ever see. Being able to prevent itself from being destroyed, but on the offense, if it inflicts battle damage to your opponent by a direct attack, go ahead and pick 1 card out of their hand. I think Spirit Reaper is just a solid option in this zombie deck. Next, 3 Typhoon. 2 Book of Life. Now, I wanted to tell you guys about a story of Book of Life. Book of Life is so anti-meta, even when it's meta helping your deck. Being able to banish 1 card from your opponent's graveyard, like Bujin Hare or Bujin Turtle, any of your opponent's Light Sworn cards, key cards to your opponent's 3.5 axis deck, Mermo monsters, YuGiOh parts, and being able to special summon you 1 of your zombies from your graveyard is just amazing. Now, I favor Book of Life over Soul Charge just because Soul Charge has a cost of, you know, whatever you summon, you have to pay multiples of 1,000. I don't feel it's an amazing card. I also feel like skipping your battle phase is one of the crucial things that really push the card to edge. Had Soul Charge not have that battle thing, I'd probably be playing Soul Charge over Book of Life. It's really up to your preference. You'll see a rant about Soul Charge coming up this upcoming week. Me telling you guys why I feel Soul Charge isn't as great of a card that people think it is. But we're going with the Book of Life route because it's so anti-meta and it still does the necessary job. We don't need to summon loads and loads of monsters to the field. It's typically only 1 extra zombie that we need to the field, and Book of Life fulfills that requirement. 1 copy of DDR, because stuff does get banished a lot. Mizuki, Plague Spreaders, any of our monsters, Bottomless, Deep Prison, such as the so-so. DDR is an essential fit. It also puts cards like Malicious, Mizuki, and the cards that I just said above to the graveyard. It's an extremely good card, especially its best piece is at 1. 1 copy of Dark Hole, Allure, Foolish Burial, and I think is a highly underrated card is Burial from the Different Dimension. Now, when you look at Burial from the Different Dimension, we have so many targets. We have Plague Spreader for when we want to summon again. But the most important target of the deck is Mizuki. Being able to Burial from the Different Dimension 3 Mizukis after you've already used their effects, yeah, that says it's going to be game no matter how your opponent puts it. Overall, it's just a really good card, amazing synergy with the deck, and I could find a rare, which I am extremely happy. Next for traps is 3 copies of Fiendish Chain. Fiendish Chain gets the job done. It's nothing else to be said about that. 2 Deep Prison, 2 Mirror Force, 2 Black Horn of Heaven, Solemn, Compulse, Bottomless. Now, we run so much back row just because we can stop. It's to stop the opponent from doing what they're doing. We have so many floaters into our deck. We have 3 Goblin Zombies, 3 Pyramid Turtles. All of our zombies can be brought back with Mizuki. Plague Spreader help go into more plays. Void Ogre, Bills, just so many cards that say stop to the opponent. I felt that back row was almost necessary. Being able to get rid of their key cards, their key effects, stopping their monster effects, stopping all their synchros and XC summon. I felt that 12 back row was to maximize the efficiency that this deck can bring. It's just a really, really great deck when you can have cards that float themselves and then traps to back it up. Now on to the extra deck. 1 copy of Leo. I wanted to run Scrap Dragon really bad, but there's a couple of times where Leo has just won the game. It's not a premier option when you put a card back to the top of your deck or special summon Plague Spreader again and then synchro with your Bills, with your Stardust, or even your Void Ogre to go into Leo. But 9 times out of 10, if you're going into Leo, you're winning the game. It wins you the game against the Fire Fist matchup. It wins you a game against a lot of decks that target, and it's just ultimately one of the best, actually it is the best level 10 synchro in the game, period. There's not a lot of cards that have a lot of anything on it. It's just a really good card. 1 copy of Stardust Dragon. Void Ogre and Dollar Bills, also known as Cash Box and Dollar Bills. They make an awesome tandem. Being able to summon both at the same time. One is immune to destruction. One stops your opponent's effects. This right here, this tandem is often summoned and typically means game. And when I mean condom, yeah, it's a lot of protection right there. This blank card would be Revive King Hades. Looking through my stuff, I did not know I did not have it. But Revive King Hades is basically Dark Ruler Hades' effect. If it destroys a monster by battle, its effect negated. It gets over all floaters. But the most important thing is that it's a level 6 Dark monster. It helps us go into Bills if needed. Void Ogre as well. It's just a really good card. 1 copy of HTS Psyhemoth. Noble Knights are a really good deck, and they like to summon a whole bunch of stuff. Well, this is our perfect answer to Noble Knights, to a lot of other decks like Bujins, and it's a highly underrated card. Armadas, because there's 1 Blue Moon that we can make it and we'll regret not having it. Dweller, Lava Volchain, Gaga Cowboy, Black Ship, Diamond Dyer, Exiton, 101, and for the people that do play Sorrow Charge, Heartline Draco teams to get in there for game. Next, on to the side deck. Now, there are 2 cards that I would want to play, and I'm going to start off, actually I'm going to finish up with them. So let's just get down. Copy of Thunder King YuGiOh, shuts down Prophecy, shuts down helps shuts down Fire Fist, shuts down a lot of decks that like to search. It stops the opponent's special summon, and it doesn't hurt us. 3 copies of Skill Drain. This is another one of those cards that doesn't really hurt us. Being able to shut the opponent out of their monster's effects, amazing, especially since they need it more than we do. 3 copy of Zombie World. I mean, that's almost obvious. We're already zombies. Zombie World hurts Bujins, hurts just a lot of decks that need to be something other than zombie monsters. And it allows us to play the next card I want to play in this deck. Next is 2 copies of Twister. Twister, extra back row destruction, nothing else to be said. 2 copies of Creature Swap. We run 6 floaters in the deck. The opponent sends to summon a monster that says, no, you can't do this, you can't do this. Well, guess what? We're siding in Creature Swaps, and we're going to take that monster. We're going to give them a Pyramid Turtle or a Goblin Zombie at all costs, and then they're practically going to lose the game after that because they're 1 monster like that. Like I said, Bujins or something. That's the only thing that they have, and Creature Swap really gets over it. Now, next, I'm talking about 2 copies of Super Polymerization. Now, this card is amazing, and the last 2 cards in the side deck would have been Dragon Necro. Dragon Necro is a dragon monster, ironically, that requires 2 zombie monsters for its fusion summon. Now, if you guys take a look at Zombie World, when we do side them in, Zombie World turns all monsters on the field and graveyards zombie monsters. So basically it says, hey, I'm a roaming super poly target. I get to fuse to any 2 monsters on the field to make a Dragon Necro. Now, if my opponent decides to drop big monsters on the board, has a lot of presence, well, guess what? I'm going to use 2 of their monsters as a fusion material, since Zombie World's on the field, to summon Dragon Necro. Now, tell me that isn't much of a plus. It's also really awesome against a mirror match, because because you don't have to sight in zombie worlds. You can just go right into the super polys and sight in your Dragon Necros and keep going. I really feel like it's just one of those cool combos that zombies do have, and it does create a lot of pressure. Obviously, if I'm playing heroes, I'd probably be doing the same combo too, just because heroes already run super poly and it's really nice. But I really think that you got a lot of people sleep on Dragon Necro, and then the zombie world helps it bring out. Super poly punishes the opponent, especially if they like to go off, and it's just gonna basically win you the game. Thank you guys for watching another segment of the Cali Effect. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy.